I just finished doing this D&D comic. It's a lot more messy, and it's kind of using like black to block out certain aspects, like hair and different backgrounds and stuff like that to give more like. I can say that it's to give more energy, but really I just did it just because. Like, I didn't really have like a rhyme or reason for doing it. I did a test for my comic back a few weeks ago. It was very clean. I was kind of looking at the differences between doing like a messy comic page versus doing like a clean comic page and how I feel about the whole process and whether I think one is better than the other. And I'm just like talking out my feelings basically. The thing that was very charming about a messy style is it's very quick, it's very fluid, it's very expressive. It gives off the vibe of like a sketchbook page, how it doesn't need to look clean for it to look really nice, you know? And I really like drawing in my sketchbook, and I really like that kind of vibe. I like the charm of, I like when digital art manages to get that kind of unclean vibe to it where you're not really constricted to make it look clean. I like digital art that has mistakes, it has lines going outside, it has colors going outside of the lines, and it's not trying to be perfect, it's trying to express what it wants to express. And so I'm leaning towards this like messier style that I was drawing with. I would maybe like add some more form, add some more like reason for certain choices that I went about, because this was like just me like fucking around. So I'd plan things a lot more, but I feel like this like messier style kind of suits me a lot more than like a cleaner style would. Versus the clean style, it probably has a lot more thought into it. You know, the legibility is very easy to achieve, and it takes a longer time. Like the clean comic page I had, it took like 8 hours. I don't know why it took so long. Actually, I do. I remember. Because I kept having to erase things, because I didn't have a good pen, so I kept like erasing things, redrawing things. I worked on the background for like a really long time. I just wanted everything to look as clean as possible. Versus this messier comic page style, it took me like maybe 20 to 40 minutes, depending on the page. So it really did not take that long. At most, maybe an hour, to do the whole thing. So I'm kind of into that vibe of something that's quicker, because if I'm going to be doing a comic, I want something that's going to be easy to put lots of pages out quickly for, you know, while also maintaining the expressionism I want in my comic pages. With the clean, yeah, I worked on perfecting that background, the speech bubbles, the panel lines were perfect, the character lines were perfect, everything was perfect, the character expressions, the thumbnails, the layout. Versus with messy, I didn't really have like a background for it, the speech bubbles just kind of happened, the character lines were more so implied than anything else. I used blocked black coloring for the background and emotional moments. The expressions were probably my strongest point with that. I obviously did thumbnails. The layout was flexible. I was able to switch out for different things. I was able to change things if I wanted to, go with different ideas, kind of work with it as I was going, like work with the layout as I was going, even if I had a determined plan about what I wanted the layout to be before. I just really enjoyed the messier style. There was just something about it that made me like happy. So I'm kind of leaning into it, and I kind of want to do a bunch of like tests of that coloring style, that kind of line art style, and maybe trying to create more cleanliness with the speech bubbles, but keeping that messy energy for certain moments. I've been talking to some people, and some people recommended I go for a more clean style usually, and then go into that messier style when things get more emotional in the comic. And I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about what that would look like, how long the pages would take, if I went for more of that clean style at first and then go more into the messier style. It also has a lot to do with style and what kind of comic you're doing. I'm doing more of at first it's lighthearted comic, and then it gets into more like darker moments kind of idea. So maybe the cleaner style would make sense for the beginning, but then the messier style would come in later because it gets messier emotionally. I still don't know, but I am thinking about it a lot, and I will think about it more, and I will keep drawing in this kind of style to see what it looks like, how it makes me feel, how it makes other people feel, just kind of get like a consensus about it. That's all I had to say. I just wanted to yap about what I've been thinking about for like style and comics and all that stuff because I think about them all the time. So, that's all I had to say. Bye!